What's going on, guys? You got Kwasi here, Kwasi Media Network, Kwasi Animation Studio. I hold on for a second. I want to talk about some stuff, and I know it's not the usual. So yeah. Uh from my side, I feel like the music's loud. It's probably not, but anyway. All right, so I have Blender open, but I'm not doing anything in Blender. I just want to show what's going on this. Just had this on the screen. But what I want to talk about is pretty simple. I've had comments and people come to me in the DMs because apparently commenting is terrifying. But what I want to establish in this small video is that we are all learning. I don't subscribe to the idea of a standard. I don't subscribe to the idea of there's a way. I do subscribe to the idea that you have a story, tell it, and get to the story. It's like looking at a painting, and that painting is of a road that's a dirt road with grass on the side, trees, and then in the distance you see a small little village or town. That story's pretty clear. They didn't paint every footstep and all this right here. And my point is get to the story. It should start where it starts. I don't need to see vistas of the city and all of that. And just, if the story starts with this person having a hard day, let's start there. And you say, Kwasi, what you talking about? What I'm saying to you is, I'm making stories and I'm using animation as a medium, and I'm doing it with what I have and what's available to me. I am not trying to, I don't aspire to be Disney, Pixar, or any other company that does caricature animation. What you're seeing is caricature animation, because it's called cartoony. I don't aspire to do that. Never will. There's nothing wrong with anything I've posted. The reason why I'm making this video is to make it clear to you that you can do this also. And do not set yourself up for failure to fail yourself by thinking it has to look like something from a team of 300. A 40 or 50 man team, a 100-man team, whatever. You stop trying to equal to them. Just stop. It's cool that you learn how to do a water simulation, but where's the story? It's cool that you learn how to make droplets go down the window, but where's the story? It's cool that you're able to show off all of these cool little jets on the back of a plane, but where's the story? You're going to spend 3 days rendering a 14-second shot just for it to just be a guy swinging a sword, and you say, oh, well, that was Kratos. We have a Kratos already. He's already got his place. The people already did their thing. Where's yours? I will continue to say this. I will continue to push this. I will continue to stand on that ground. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying right here. This is a model of me talking to a droid or a troll or anything else. And I say, you know what? I'm not even going to do the video. I'm just going to make the video of the shot being on the screen. Let's let that load up. And it's like, well, lighting and all these things. Have you ever been outside? See people talk photorealism. And I'm like, photorealism? Well, you got that. Why? Because a photo doesn't look like real life. Well, you're crazy. Okay. Look at the saturation and the vibrancy of the colors in the image versus what you took the image of. And when you look outside, you realize, oh, grass is not that green. So you didn't create a photo, you've created a photoreal image. You didn't create a real one, you created a photoreal one. You simulated reality, and that's all 3D will ever be. There are games out there where those people look realistic, but they don't look real. You seen the Callisto Protocols? Those guys look a lot like they're the people that they were designed behind. But if you really look at them, you can tell the difference. You just don't want to see the difference. So you say, Kwasi, what's the point? Why you put this up on the network channel instead of the other channel, the animation studio channel? Because I want it to be understood. For over 2 years now, I have been working to get to this point, to learn these techniques, to make the stories I want to make where they're visually digestible. You can look at it and I go, ooh, it's not janky. You go, ooh, you don't, so you're not like, ooh. And there's some stuff that sometimes where I just kind of just say, okay, well, I'll just leave it there because I don't want to have to re-render it. Even with the faster computer and stronger everything. Sometimes you just don't want to have to re-render something because you're trying to move to the next project so that you can stay in your level of motivation. That's the reason why you're failing. You're not failing because you don't know what you're doing. You're failing because you don't have the same enthusiasm for the story. I don't want to lose my enthusiasm for my story. This is the reason why I do not work on the Kalita movie every day, because I would burn out on it. That's why I think it's ironic that you look at movies and you go, man, why it took them so long? They had to take days off because real talk, it's boring. You're working on the same thing all day long. It's boring. So with that being said, man, I want y'all to comprehend fully just how much you set yourself up for failure when you don't move forward with the story, when you don't create the story. You want to establish all of the pretty shots. So, well, I want them to see how the water flows. We don't care. We don't care. What if you watched the Disney movie and the entire movie, not certain parts, the entire movie was singing, just all the way through? You get tired of it after about the first 5 minutes. After the first 2 or 3 selections, you be like, dang, when they gonna ever? No story, just let's sing. That will get on your nerves. Let's get to it, people. Make it happen, Captain. So when you come to this channel, you're coming to specifically and to be entertained. That's why it's called the Kwasi Media Network. This is not a learning channel. This is not a, hey, how to express yourself. When I post something, I'm hoping to hear you say, man, I want to see what happens next. If you want to critique something, go to the animation studio channel and say, hey, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Well, why didn't you do it? If you don't have to do it, make a video. I might not. This is not difficult, man. In no way, fashion, or form is this stuff hard. The difficulty is you want to be at 20 years worth of work skill level, and you barely even have 6 months in. You barely know your way around this interface, and you talking about, oh, I'm trying to learn Blender. No, you're trying to learn animation. Blender ain't your problem. You would have the same issue if you were using Maya. You used to have the same issue if you were using Cinema 4D. You would have this exact same issue if you were using 3ds Max. It doesn't matter which engine you're using, which program you're using, which whatever. Your issue isn't the program. It's you don't know how to do the thing. And that's fine. Learn how to do the thing. But sitting there, well, I'm gonna get all my P's and Q's together and figure it out. Man, stop. Go look at Toy Story 1 and then look at the last Toy Story and tell me that that animation looked the same. You're going to always elevate. So guess what? They put out Toy Story 1. They put it out. They didn't wait. They put it out. You put it out. When it looks, it don't matter. Tell your story. Actually tell the story. Not 45 minutes of fighting. Not 20 minutes of standing around looking sad and us looking at the city that you built because you wanted everybody to see your effort. No. Tell the story. Actually drop that thing and let us get where you at. But you're scared. Why? Because you want to be at the level of somebody that's a 20-year vet. I'm only been doing this 4 years. I'm not trying to compete with the guys over at Ubisoft or the guys over at Pixar or the guys over at Disney or the guy. I'm not trying to compete with them. What I have on this channel is specific to this channel and specific to the stories I want to tell. When I drop this movie, because it's not coming to YouTube at all, ever. So you want to watch it, you got to go where it's at. It's being shopped out via Film Hub to the streaming services, and they are good at what they do. So it will be on something. And guess what? It's going to look good. It's going to feel good. It's going to be good because I'm putting the energy and skill and knowledge I do have into it. So the things you see me doing as one shots and quick videos, guess what? That's the stuff that I'm kind of sort of half-assing. But the movie, not so much. No, not at all. So stop, man. You come to this channel with the express purpose of enjoying the content. Not saying, can I do this? Not saying, hey man, why didn't you, well, you should fix, don't come. That's not what this channel's for. If you look at Dobbin's life, or if you look at Day in the Life, or if you look at ROD, Rise of the Derulians, or if you look at Verses, or if you look at any of the other shorts I've done, and I mean short films, not the series. It's for you to be entertained, to enjoy the stories, to get into the mix, not to say, hey man, if you did this, this could be, no, it's not bad. Nothing wrong with the story. Shut up. Point blank period. Shut up. You're talking about the lighting and you're not even looking at the story. You want to do that? Go to a video that's talking about lighting and to talk about lighting. This is not what this is for. Point blank period. And I'll leave you with that. Nothing but love.